Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle with Damn Fancy Creations, and today I am going to be showing y'all a new technique that is gaining in popularity, which is the Dawn Powerwash Spray. If you have not tried this technique or felt intimidated to try it, don't be scared to try it. I will show you guys in this video just how easy it is. So even if you guys are beginner tumbler artists, this is something that y'all can accomplish no problem, and it will create a great product in the end. I love this technique because similar to my spray painted plaid tumblers, this technique you can use a variety of different ways. You can spray the power wash over a glittered tumbler, over a spray painted tumbler. You can spray one spot, you can spray multiple spots. There are so many different ways to use this technique, which I love techniques like that. The only thing that you will need to purchase for this technique is most likely going to be the Dawn Power Wash. We all have tons of spray paint on hand, I'm sure. We all have tons of tumblers, so that way it's not a huge investment to do this technique. It is just a soap bottle that you pick up at Walmart or Target or your grocery store the next time you're on a grocery run. So if you guys are ready to see how easy and fun this technique can be, let's get started. All right, so we always want to start with a prepped tumbler that is sanded, and I spray painted mine white. Then you want to pick your other spray paint colors that you're going to use. I'm using a red and blue that I had on hand. And then you want the power wash spray. This is what it looks like. And you either want a hose or a bucket of water or something to wash the soap off with. So since I am only painting the edges of my cup, we are going to spray the power wash in the center of the tumbler, all the way around. And I just kind of did short burst of the soap. I wanted to get good coverage, but I also wanted a lot of the little white spots on there where the soap would cover. So once you have the coverage you want, you're just going to take your paint and spray it where you want it. So I wanted my blue all the way around the bottom edge of my tumbler, so that is where I sprayed it. And you do have to work kind of quickly. You don't want your soap to start dripping. And once you have your paint all sprayed, you're going to take your hose or your bucket of water and just pour it over your tumbler to get the soap off. And that is what the bottom looks like. So since we are going to be spray painting the top part, I did dry off this tumbler, just blotting it with a paper towel, just because I don't want the water to make the soap run or, you know, cause a different pattern on my cup when I use my spray paint. So once you dry it off, we are ready to spray the second round. So we are going to do the same thing we did the first time, just spray a thick line of the Dawn Power Wash all the way around your tumbler. And we are spraying this where we do not want the red paint to be. So spray it all the way around your tumbler. I did spray it a little bit on the blue just because I didn't want any of the red overspray to get on that part. And then we are going to take our red spray paint and spray it all the way around the tumbler. And once you are happy with your paint coverage, you are just going to grab your bucket of water or your hose and wash off all the soap. And this is basically it for this step. I epoxied my tumbler after this and added a little bit of glitter. And then we will be ready for Waterslide. So now that my epoxy is cured, I did add a little bit of glitter in it. I don't know if you guys can tell from the video, but we are ready to add our Waterslide images. And if you have any overspray like I did, I actually took my images and on the colored parts of the images, I put it over the overspray of the tumbler just to kind of cover those a little bit. So with my Waterslide, I just wet the backing of my images. I do not submerge them in water. I just wet them a little bit and set them aside. And then you will also need a damp paper towel just to make sure that our tumbler is damp when we put our Waterslide on. This makes it easier to move the Waterslide around once we place it on the tumbler. And I always test my Waterslide a little bit. Once it starts to release from the backing, then it is ready to apply to the tumbler. I thought these needed just a little bit longer to sit. It was a little bit hard to slide off. So I always wet my tumbler first, and then I will start to slide my image off of the backing and then pull from the other side. And I will move it around until I get it on the tumbler where I want it. This one was covering a little bit of paint, so I wanted to be sure that that was covered, but also didn't interfere with the look of the image. And then I take my microfiber cloth and make sure that all the water is out from underneath the image. You want to make sure that all the water is out from underneath the image because you don't want to epoxy if water is still under there. And it can also cause air bubbles, which will be visible after you epoxy. So it's always good to really focus on getting all the water out from underneath your image. So once I think that all the water is out from underneath the one image, I will flip it over and apply my second image. And I will do the same thing, arrange it how I want it on the cup, and squeeze all the water out from underneath it with a microfiber cloth. And once your Waterslides are 100% dry, I like to wait a couple hours. Some people prefer to wait overnight. Either one is fine. Then you can epoxy 1 or 2 more times and it is finished. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's so many different ways to apply this technique to a tumbler, and I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. If y'all enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.